It's nice to see the crowd here at Westin today, and I thank Ravi Garu for having invited me here today as a speaker. All of you know and have heard also, and even probably have felt that it's better to be away from the police. Well, police is actually a legacy. Policing maybe 20 years hence, or maybe even 5 years hence, has always been seen as a legacy of the British rule. That is, for subordination and control of the citizens. Well, all those things are changing now, and many of you are from Hyderabad. I think most of you are from Hyderabad, and you would be seeing the kind of changes that we are trying to bring about in Hyderabad city and Telangana as a whole. I will first start by a 10-minute video of the entire initiatives that we have done, mostly in Hyderabad city and across Telangana also. I request you to kindly play the film.
The government of the newly formed state of Telangana believes that there can be no progress in a state unless peaceful environment is ensured for the citizens and entrepreneurs. The government has accorded the highest priority to the modernization of its 57,000-strong police force for achieving the dual objectives of being modern and people-friendly.
स्मार्ट पुलिस का मेरे मन में कंसेप्ट है. स्मार्ट पुलिसिंग, स्मार्ट पुलिस बेड़ा.
With its focus of smart policing and delivery of quick and efficient services to the people, government acquired a 4,000 modern fleet in the very first year of its formation, thus setting the tone to indicate the beginning of modernization of the police force. Command control centers with video walls have been set up to link the movement of patrol mobile, PS mobile, interceptor and two-wheelers with dial 100. The fleet will have digital mobile radios and surveillance cameras both inside and outside the vehicle connected to the command center. This will help the first responders to gather evidence at the crime scene.
వెహికల్స్ తోటి మేము ఏ చిన్న సంఘటన జరిగినా సరే వితిన్ నో టైంలో మేము సీన్కు రీచ్ కాగలుగుతున్నాము. సంఘటనల్ని మనం ఇమీడియట్గా వాటిని లోకలైజ్ చేయగలుగుతున్నాము.
An iconic 24-storied building to house the world-class centralized command and control center for the entire state is being constructed in Hyderabad. All police stations have been modernized by giving a facelift to the police station reception centers for a citizen-friendly environment. The Telangana government has sanctioned up to 75,000 rupees per month per police station to meet the administrative expenditure. This move has brought qualitative change in the behavior of police, thus enhancing the dignity and image of the department. Since traffic police is most watched and judged by the people, special attention is placed on technology for evidence-based enforcement in traffic regulation. Hyderabad becomes the first capital city in the country to fully implement cashless, contactless enforcement of traffic regulations with evidence-based e-challan. Body-worn cameras have taken the enforcement of traffic regulations to the next level, making it absolutely transparent. Over 350 junctions have been improved and fitted with surveillance cameras, variable loop cameras, and automatic red light violation detection system. Digital signage pylons have been erected for dissemination of traffic and other updates. The provisions of the Public Safety Measures Enforcement Act have been invoked to ensure that business establishments install security features, including CC cameras, for the purpose. The government will also install 10,000 CC cameras at public places in Hyderabad. Government has accorded highest priority for women's safety. 33% reservation for women in police force. Again, the first in the country. Emergency apps like Hawkeye and Fightback that give location-based services to the women are increasingly becoming popular among the women. She teams operating incognito have created a strong deterrence against eve teasers and emboldened women to move freely. Free she shuttles in the IT corridor, exclusive Facebook page have heralded a safer environment for women.
The main objective of the SHE teams is to provide a sense of security to the women in public places. They are geared with video cameras for future evidence.
The attitude towards women needs to change. Be aware, be safe, take care, always.
Hawkeye mobile app, besides being an emergency app for women in distress, also has bundled applications which provides opportunity for citizens to register online tenants, drivers and servants with the police. It also provides tracking of travel by cab, reporting violations to police, know your case status, among others.
Just wanted to give a complaint, and I really got good help from the police people and the Hawkeye team. And one more thing, the best feature of that app is traffic updates.
Citizen services like Very Fast, an expeditious and paperless passport verification procedure that has reduced turnaround time for verification to 5 days across the state of Telangana. The state is now the fastest in the country as per the Ministry of External Affairs. Citizens can directly apply on mobile app for 27 types of lost articles and documents to obtain a digitally signed police certificate within 72 hours without a need to visit the police station.
లాస్ట్ రిపోర్ట్స్ యాప్ చూసి దాని ద్వారా అప్లై చేసుకుని వితిన్ 24 అవర్స్లో నేను ఆ డిజిటల్ సిగ్నేచర్ తోటి డూప్లికేట్ మార్క్ లిస్ట్ తెచ్చుకొని వితిన్ 2 వీక్స్లో నేను పాస్పోర్ట్ తీసుకోగలిగాను.
Mobile app for stolen vehicle tracking system enables the police to trace the lost and abandoned vehicles and prevent piling up in the police stations. For the first time in the country, internal applications have been developed and used for tracking criminals and fugitives by integrating police database with Aadhaar, courts, and other data in the public domain. Petition management application enables supervisory officers to monitor the action taken on petitions received and reception services at all the police stations and central complaint cell. A daily performance report is generated through the work distribution application, in which even the work turned out by a home guard is entered through a mobile application by the personnel themselves. Key performance indicators have been developed to ensure at least 40% of the work of any supervisory officer is spent on monitoring and evaluation. A third-party call center has been set up to elicit feedback on citizen satisfaction, and based on this feedback, monthly performance rating is given to all the police stations and supervisory officers. All the police stations have a Facebook page and Twitter handles for interfacing with the public. A social media lab is deployed in the commissionerate offices to gauge the public feedback and also give a predictive analysis in crime prevention. De-radicalization of youth is being taken up with this analysis successfully. WhatsApp is being extensively used both for community contact as well as for internal communication. The state police have formed several community partnerships for better policing and crime prevention, with Society for Cyberabad Security Council in the IT corridor of Hyderabad, collaboration with NASSCOM and Digital Security Council of India for cyber security, Administrative Staff College of India and the Indian School of Business for process-based administration. Renowned resource persons have been engaged in capacity building exercise with support from industry under their CSR initiative. Clues, a trained mobile forensic team has been set up with each ACP in Hyderabad and Cyberabad commissionerates to assist the investigating officer. State Fingerprint Bureau is being modernized with world-class automatic fingerprint identification software. Another step forward by Telangana Police is the creation of a market intelligence unit to protect gullible investors from getting cheated. In the recently concluded Godavari Mahakumbh, radio communication was transmitted over the IP network to provide seamless statewide communication. Standard operating procedures have been developed for dealing with civil disputes, vehicle checking, cordon and search operations. Good citizens are being honored for adherence to traffic regulations and for helping police in upholding law and order. Exercising magisterial powers by commissioners of police to ensure peace and order, and ordering for preventive detention of habitual offenders has yielded encouraging results. Police is a visible arm of the government. Hence, it should not only be seen, but also be seen well. Telangana Police rededicates itself to the philosophy of smart policing and digital governance to ensure a safe and secure environment for public and entrepreneurship, enabling growth and prosperity of the state.
You can close that, please. Thank you. So that was a bird's eye view of all the initiatives that we are taking from the Telangana Police and specifically from the Hyderabad City Police. I am Additional Commissioner of Police of Hyderabad City, and so I will be talking more in terms of what we are doing in Hyderabad. I'm heading the Crimes Department, and I look after economic offenses, the cybercrime, the women's safety, etc. Today, I will be talking to you mostly on the initiatives that Hyderabad City Police has taken as far as women's safety is concerned. So, I mean, you've already seen all the other initiatives. Some of the initiatives which are very particular to women's safety are the SHE teams, as Ms. Rajlakshmi has already told. We also have a Bharosa Center. I will talk to you a little bit about that. The Hawkeye mobile application, which is not only for women, but also for the general public. And of course, there are several CCTV cameras across the city today, which monitors and helps us in not only detecting and investigating a crime, but also for prevention. SHE teams were launched on 24th of October 2014, and it's almost going to be 3 years old now. And basically, it was formed after our CM went to Singapore after the formation of the Telangana state, and he wanted the Singapore authorities to make Hyderabad like Singapore. So the authorities there, they asked him, everything is okay, we'll definitely help you make Hyderabad like Singapore, but can you answer one question? Are your women as safe? Can they go anytime in the day or night the way our women do in Singapore? And he actually had no answer to that. So he came back, he made a committee, and of which I was also part of the committee, and he asked me to start this SHE teams. So it was from the scratch that we started to find out what exactly to do. So the main aims were to curb the sexual harassment of women in the public places. I don't really like the word Eve teasing because it's a euphemism actually for this, and it's not as harmless fun that perpetrators think it is. After we started, nabbing people in the public places, there were several complaints which came to us also regarding social media harassment, phone harassment, etc. We, having a cybercrime police station with us, we started taking those calls also, and immediately our response time, we try to be as quickly as possible, depending on how quickly the Facebook responds or the WhatsApp responds. But otherwise, we try to get the IP address and get that fellow. We also, at the same time, not only, punishment is not the only thing which is in our minds. If it is a minor boy, we try to counsel that person, and as police officers, we counsel in another way, but we don't want to counsel in that way. So we take the help of expert professionals, that is the psychologists for such. Now, when our teams come into as SHE teams, we first train them, because after all, our policemen are also a part of the society. We train them on gender sensitization. We train them on the position of women in the society. We train them on the reasons and how it impacts women with this kind of a behavior. and of course the legal procedures and the general procedures. She teams works basically in two ways. One is nab the offenders red-handed, go into the field, observe the place, nab the person. Next is on complaints. We have when we have to nab offenders red-handed, the teams go out, they move in civil dress, hotspots are identified, we go to those places, observe the place, the stalker, in case we see any person, we bring him to the police station, and it is all evidence-based. They are all carrying discrete cameras, audio recorders, and as soon as we produce that person in front of the magistrate, let me tell you, it is 100% conviction because we have the evidence in place. So sometimes, of course, many times the women are not willing to give a complaint. If it is a written complaint, we can, book cases under the IPC sections. But because the women are not giving complaints, we are taking suo motu action and we are booking petty case. Now, in petty case, what happens is the person probably will get 5 days jail or 3 days jail or some fine. Now, what we are also doing at the same time now is, from Telangana, we have sent a proposal to the center for having an anti-eve-teasing act on the lines of Anti-Eve-Teasing Act of Tamil Nadu. And hopefully, once that act comes, the fines will be not 100 rupees or 200 rupees, but 10,000 rupees and 15,000 rupees. So once it pinches the pocket, I'm sure, things will come down. But of course, the mindset is the main thing. Once that mindset is changed, and that we are doing through counseling. Every person who is caught is asked to come along with his parents or relatives. There are times when we have also asked his wife to come, because that is the maximum punishment, I feel, getting shamed in front of the parents or the family members, because nobody wants to be caught in front of the parents or the relatives saying that he was, eve-teasing. There, of course, and then we keep an observation on the person so that in case there is a repeat offense, we do not spare that person, and we immediately book under the Criminal Law Amendment Act 2013, or what is also known as the Nirbhaya Act. Now, the second way I said is through complaints. Now, we have given the public a lot of platform by which they can come to us. One is the office itself, the She Team's office, which is located in Haka Bhavan. Dial 100. In case of an emergency, we ask people to call 100. You had seen in that documentary that these 100 dial cases are also monitored. Today, I have on my phone, I can tell you the average time in which the patrol vehicle reaches the person. And as on today, it is less than 5 minutes. So, and that you would be asking me how you are calculating that. Every patrol vehicle has a tab with them. Once the dial 100 call lands on that, they switch on, their time starts now. Once they reach the place, they press the button. And that is how we calculate the average timing. And that is why we say, call dial 100 and we will be there. Next is, of course, through WhatsApp, Hawkeye mobile application, I'll talk to you about it also. She Teams, every police station, every organization in the police department has a Facebook page also. She Teams also has a Facebook page. We are on the Twitter handle also. We have a mail, we have a website, and so technologically also we are trying to keep up. These are the counseling sessions that are happening for the minors, the minor boys whom we catch. We feel that we should change their behavior. We should give them a chance to change. And there are many times when these boys, they say that we didn't know that it was wrong, or it was the peer group, peer pressure that makes them behave in the way they do. So we not only counsel the boys, but we also counsel the parents. The top photo is of counseling of parents, and the down one is of the minor boys. And we take the help of the NGOs and other organizations in order to do these counselings, and it is done on a regular basis. We believe that nothing will work if we do not reach out to the public. And in order to reach out, now all these SHE teams are in mufti. They are not in uniform. So how does the public know that we exist? And how does the public know what is it that the SHE teams are doing? So we do massive awareness campaigns. We have posters, banners, stickers, which we put across the city and the colleges. We go to bus stops. When people are going for observation, if they find anybody, they catch them, bring them. In case they don't find anybody, you must have seen people taking out their posters and start campaigning over there as to what is SHE teams, what does it do, and how you can approach it, and when you can approach it. So all the schools and colleges across Hyderabad city have been covered. We go to the railway stations, public places. We also hold mega events, and we call celebrities also. We conduct self-defense techniques classes. We conduct runs for awareness. Many of the exhibitions we go and we put up stalls there. Similarly, we are on FM channels. We go to the channels also, general TV channels. We are on the Facebook page and Twitter handle also. We make a lot of short films. I'm not going to put the short films right now because of the shortage of time. Results, if you see, maximum number of cases are of stalking. 37% of the cases are of stalking. Now, when I'm talking about stalking, it is both physically as well as electronically. It may be through phones, it may be through social media also. 20% is harassment over phone. 20% again, passing lewd comments. Harassing through social media, 18%. Touching inappropriately, 3%. And taking pictures without consent. Classification of offenders, if you see, maximum number of people are in the category of 21 to 30 years, that is 44%. So these are majors, mind you. 27% are minors, 28% are the college-going boys, 18 to 20 years. There are also a little less than 1% of middle-aged people, 41 to 51 years, 55 years also. And surprisingly, above 50, we got one person of 70-year-old also, who begged us not to tell his daughter. Impact overall, if you see, there's a reduction in the offenses against women by about 20%. These SHE teams have been extended across not only Telangana, but also has been replicated in other states. There are many states like Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, Delhi, and there are several states which have come and they have replicated, they have taken the material and they have gone back and replicated it. Of course, the SHE teams as a concept also has been introduced in the intermediate curriculum of the Telangana State Board so that the children know what is SHE teams and how it can be approached. Thousands of complaints are received, and our objective is to ensure that the girl feels safe and the girl feels confident enough to come to us. So we tell our people to politely behave with them, and take the cases properly, and in case there is any mistake from our side also, we deal with it very seriously. Now, Bharosa Center also is something, now SHE teams is mostly for preventive thing. We go proactively and we try to nab these people. Bharosa is a center which is one of its kind in the country which we have set up. And I will also play a small documentary on Bharosa. Can you please help me out on that?
Modern Indian woman, qualified, able and competent, yet rooted in her culture of family and obedience. A venerated goddess, pride of the nation, the pillar of a family. Yet, she remains most vulnerable to abuse and violence. Victims of sexual violence and physical abuse have a long battle for justice. Long waits at hospitals, police inquiries and court visits add to the trauma of the victims. In continuation to the efforts of the many social organizations and government to provide support for these victims, now there is Bharosa, an integrated support center that provides not just police, legal, medical and psychological support, but also helps victims in the process of rehabilitation. For such women and children, now there is hope. A child-friendly counseling room, specially designed for children, provides a reassuring environment for young victims to discuss their ordeal without invading their privacy. A high-tech video conferencing facility for court proceedings to record statements of victims is a boon to many. Bharosa offers 24/7 support through services which include a helpline to assist victims over the phone and a medical clinic for emergency care. Bharosa's goal is to help the survivors rediscover their confidence through psychological, emotional, economic and vocational support. Bharosa, an initiative of the Hyderabad City Police. A one-of-a-kind pioneer center in India, it has been well-researched and conceptualized to provide holistic support to victims. This effort to establish a world-class integrated support center was made possible with initial funding from the Department of Women and Child Welfare, Telangana, and technical support from a well-known NGO, Taruni. After the overwhelming success of She Teams, the Hyderabad City Police have now gone a step further to set up the Bharosa Center to assist women and children in distress and to help them find justice. Our vision is to empower you. Our services are to support you. Our promise is to stand by you. Just dial 100, ask for Bharosa.
Thank you. So basically, Bharosa is for victims who are already affected by violence, and these victims are both women and children. So there are victims of rape, there are victims of POCSO. POCSO is the sexual assault against children. So what happens is, in the normal course of time, when a case is registered under the POCSO Act or the rape sections, the victim has to follow certain procedures. She or he, let me talk because the children are also there. They have to be taken to the hospital for medical examination. They have to be taken to the police station for recording the statement of what we call 161 CRPC statement. That is the statement recorded by the police officer. She has to be taken to the court for recording the statement of the magistrates, that is under 164 CRPC. Now, all these things, going to the court, going to the police stations, going to the hospitals, already that victim is in trauma. All these things make her re-victimized, or it re-victimizes the victim. Now, in order to support that victim, this Bharosa Center has been formed so that she doesn't feel re-victimized, and she doesn't have to, run around to all these places. You've seen in the video how our center looks. We have tried to make it like a world-class center. We have put in a lot of effort, and a lot of research has gone in order to make it the center it is. It is first of its kind in the country, and we have put it away from the police stations, away from the hospitals. It is in a centrally located place in Haka Bhavan, which is just opposite to Kalanjali, if all of you are aware of Hyderabad. And victims can walk in. Now, what we have done is, all the cases which are registered, this is not a police station, so cases are not registered here. All the cases which are registered in the police stations, a circular has gone to all the police stations that whenever a rape case is registered or a POCSO Act case, that is against the child, is registered, they need to bring the victims to the Bharosa Center for all these procedures. So it is victim friendly and it works 24/7. Now, it has been registered as an NGO. Mind you, it is totally run by the police department, but we have registered it as an NGO so that we get, what our Prime Minister had said, 2% of the CSR, of the profit of the organization. Now, in order to run something like this, something world-class like this, we need funds. We have professional and very well-trained experts as our staff, as counselors, etc. I will come to that also. But we need funds. And for that also, we are in search of CSR from the corporates and others also. And of course, as I said, it is under the direct supervision of police officers. And of course, we take the help of government departments, private organizations, and NGOs also. Now, these are the various services that are provided in the Bharosa Center. We have a helpline, and again, we work through 100, because we don't want victims to remember too many numbers. So we work through 100. Case registration, as in, whenever it's a paperless office, we have tried to we have a software in place, and whenever a victim comes, she's given a number, and accordingly, it is, the entire details are fed into the system. Police and prosecution, medical, legal, counseling and therapy, victim rehabilitation, shelter home, video conferencing. I'll talk to you about all these. Now, counseling and therapy, we have very good counselors, psychologists in place who help the victims. We have a legal advisor. Medical, I was talking to you about the medical examination that the victim has to undergo when a case is registered. Now, for this, as on today, of course, we have a Bharosa vehicle by which we take the victim along with our Bharosa staff to the medical hospital, of course, and the medical examination is done through our moral support. But we are going a step further now, and probably in within a month's time, we will get a GO from the government making Bharosa as the local authority itself. So the doctors will come to the Bharosa Center to do the medical examination. This is, I was talking about the court. For 164 statements, the victim has to be taken to the court. And again, it is a very traumatic experience in the court. If you've all gone to the court, you will know how it is. So a victim, she feels extremely traumatic. She feels the trauma. So what we have done is, through video conferencing, we are getting the statements recorded through the magistrates. Now, the judiciary also has been very cooperative in this regard. Now, this is the first time that it is happening in the country that the victim statement is being recorded through video conferencing. So initially, the magistrates were also very apprehensive. And we are not doing anything out of place. It is all as per the CRPC, all as per the rules. The rule says it should be done, but nowhere in the country it was being done. We got it done in Hyderabad, and whether it is a child or here it is one of the victim who is talking to the magistrate who's sitting in the court, and she's recording the statement. And the magistrates have been very kind enough, in case it is a child and it is difficult through video conferencing to record, the magistrates are coming to the Bharosa Center to record the statements also. So we are very thankful that the judiciary also is cooperating very well. In fact, our Metropolitan Sessions judge, she went a step further after seeing our Bharosa Center. She said that we will try and do the trials also in the Bharosa Center. So she said that we'll have a court in the Bharosa Center so that the victims do not have to go anywhere, and in the comforts of the center itself, everything will be done. Now, we also look into cases of domestic violence also. Now, if a woman comes saying that she has no place to go, we have empaneled shelter homes where we send for short shelter. Now, apart from that, we also help the victim in rehabilitation. We have already done a lot of skill development trainings, and many people also have been placed on jobs. There are several supporting institutions, including hospitals, corporate hospitals also. There are times when a victim is severely injured and she or he needs surgeries. Now, these hospitals, corporate hospitals, have agreed, free of cost, to treat the victims till they are totally recovered. And also, of course, the other NGOs, health department, women department, all these are also helping us. As I said, it's a paperless office. We have a software in place, and everything is entered and reports are generated through that. Lot of awareness campaigns also we are doing, especially awareness regarding the safety of children, safe touch, unsafe touch. So we go to several communities, 26 communities as in slum areas, colonies, all these places. We have a special team in Bharosa who are doing only the outreach programs. So 43 schools have been covered and almost 10,000 people we have. And mind you, Bharosa is only 1 year old. So in this 1 year, we have been able to achieve this. Prosecution, as I said, 164 statements, that is, we have recorded all these numbers. Now, workshops for even the parents of the abused child. Many times, they are also in trauma, and we normally tend to neglect the parents. So we have a counseling session, workshop for the parents also, and of course the POCSO survivors, that is the child survivors of sexual abuse. We counsel them also to come out of their trauma. We do couple counseling for domestic violence cases. Most of the time we have seen it is only after the person drinks, then this thing comes, violence comes. So we have been able to do, I think this is an old figure, much more than this workshops we have conducted, whereby there is a good success rate also, and we are not only basically, our counselors are also, we have a panel of experts who do come. And for de-addiction, we also call the Alcohol Anonymous, the organization which helps us in doing the workshops. Of course, our own stakeholders, that is our own police personnel, they are also being trained for all the SIs of the concerned police stations who are the child protection officers. They are also trained because POCSO Act is very new. It is only 2012 that the Act has come. So there's a lot to be known about that Act. Apart from that, our senior officers are also called and they are trained at Bharosa. There are several visitors who have come from international and national visitors. British MPs had come, US Polo team. They actually, when they came from the US itself, they were very apprehensive that whether, women are safe in India or not. So the organizers there, they brought them to Bharosa Center and they were quite impressed by what they saw. Then, of course, Nirbhaya's parents, if you've heard about the Nirbhaya case which happened in Delhi, their parents also visited our center. Mobile application Hawkeye, I will just tell you about it a little bit. I think all of you sitting in this room, I hope you have downloaded this Hawkeye mobile application. If you have not, then please download it today. It is not only for women's safety, but it makes you as citizen police. So that is what this mobile application does. And this is basically to enhance the service delivery process and it is an easy access to policing services through the mobile phones. And as far as women's safety is concerned, this has a feature of the SOS button. And once you register into this mobile application, there is an SOS button which will come up on your screen page itself. And especially it is for women traveling made safe. And once you register, they will ask you for 5 friends with their numbers. And in case of an emergency, if you press that SOS button, the pre-recorded message will not only go to those 5 friends, but it will go as per the lat longs to the concerned patrol mobile, which is nearest to the location. It will go to the concerned police station. It will go to the concerned SI over there, and to our control room also. So all these people will get the information and they will try and get to the person. Now, initially, this was started in the year 2015. And when we started this, there were a lot of test calls, ladies pressing the buttons. So it was, we told our people, it is a test for us also. Please respond properly to them and ensure that, to assure them that yes, we are there. So thankfully, there has not been any, emergency-like situation till now, but I request all the ladies present here to kindly download it, and also our gentlemen friends to download it too. So that finishes my presentation. If you have any questions, I would like to answer. Thank you. Yeah. Sorry, I cannot hear you.
Hi, good morning. Good morning to all.
Yes, please carry on.
Ma'am, actually, we saw all the AVs are regarding after the incident, right? Why we don't have many preventive actions? Like I saw only one preventive slide, almost 45 minutes of audio video. We saw only one preventive action, right? Like de-addiction or whatever thing. Why we are not going to school and why we are not educating kids, especially with respect to what is the traffic or signaling kind of things?
I think you did not see the slides properly. We do a lot of awareness campaigns.
No, I saw, ma'am, but actually we are not giving to the kids, especially on signaling. What is that?
I'll answer that question for you. Apart from whatever we are doing right now, we have a small group in Bharosa for going for these campaigns. But apart from that, from the Telangana State Police, we are also planning a year-long campaign for prevention of abuse to children. And that's going to be a huge campaign with all the stakeholders in place. So that we are looking into that aspect also.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning.
My suggestion, my thought actually, that whatever, the crimes we see in the papers or we hear, the major reason, what I think is that there is no fear of law as such. As what it should be. People think that they can get away easily, even if there is the conviction. It's not enough. Maybe, as you said, a couple of days in jail or a few hundred rupees as a fine. But I don't think that is sufficient. Obviously, you also said that you are thinking of increasing the punishment. But as such, it's not enough. Even the counseling, you said, okay, that's fine. But there should be a fear of law. And I was thinking that if you do that, a particular crime, I mean, really, you will have a really hard time. I mean, a small traffic violation or a small sexual harassment, that's not enough. I mean, it has to be a very heavy price the person has to pay in his life. That should be the case. I mean, it should not be that, he can think that, fine, you can get away with a couple of days jail. That's what I feel.
Absolutely, I agree with you on that. Even I would, given a chance, I would then and there, give the punishment. But we are not there for that. The judiciary is there for that. But, the law is also quite strong. I will just give you an example. There is something called the PD Act. Okay, that is the preventive, Gunda Act, what we call it. Now, initially, if you would have heard, maybe 2 years or maybe earlier, there used to be a spurt of chain snatching cases. If you recently think about that, let me tell you, we have been able to bring down the chain snatching cases by almost 80%. Now, how we have done that, I will tell you. It is through law only. This PD Act which is there, I can talk and go on, but I have not been able to tell you a lot of things which we are doing. But I will tell you about this also. The PD Act, what happens is, whenever a person is involved in 1 or 2 or more cases within a span of, say, 6 months, we can put him under PD Act. The commissioner can put him under PD Act, and he remains in the jail for at least 1 year. That is there. After conviction, it may be more. So every case that we got, and let me tell you, the CCTV cameras, all these helped us in nabbing all these notorious chain snatchers. There were chain snatchers who were doing 300, 400 cases. There were chain snatchers who were coming from Tamil Nadu, from Karnataka. We have been able to put them behind bars. And today they are not coming to Hyderabad because we are putting them under PD Act. And that is how we have been able to. But yes, as you're saying, prevention is definitely there, but little bit of, support from the public is also required. Raj Lakshmi Garu, she quoted that, the world will not be destroyed by those who do evil, but by those who watch them without doing anything. All of you are as responsible. All of you are citizens police. You are a police in mufti. Please think that way. Now, as police personnel, we are not able to be there in every nook and corner. But as citizens, the least that you can do is call 100 and tell us that something is happening. And definitely we'll respond. I cannot say that we are, perfect. We have our imperfections in place, but we are trying to improve. There's a lot of improvement already, and we will improve, let me tell you. And with your cooperation, I'm sure we will be able to do better. Yeah.
I had one query, actually two. The first one is, you mentioned for the Bharosa centers, you're looking for people who can give you some funds and stuff like that. How can we contribute?
Please approach us, and we can. And by the way, we also have this exemptions in place, for Bharosa. 80G and 12A is also in place. So anybody who is willing and who want to contribute, please approach us. You can come to my office and we can talk it over.
All right. The second question is actually in continuation to the prevention discussion that we had. Is there a possibility, possibly not from IPS side, but is it a possibility that you can suggest that it can be included into the curriculum for kids so that when they grow up the right way?
Yes, in fact, that is also in the process right now. And we are in touch with the education department also. And already, from KG to class 10, the backside page has the cartoons of safe touch and unsafe touch in every book in the state syllabus. So we are trying to, do those also. And as I said, there's a lot to be done. There's a lot to be done, but, we need the support of all the departments together. We cannot do it individually. So it is in the place, and 1-year campaign is also shortly going to be in place.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, please.
Hello. Excuse me, madam. I am Venkat Niranjan. I am a Chief Technology Officer in the startup. I have one suggestion here.
Yeah.
Why can't we introduce this one system in liquor shops who are buying the liquor?
Introduce what?
In the liquor shops, so they have to produce Aadhaar card while buying the liquor.
I'm sorry, I didn't get you. What?
They have to produce the Aadhaar card number.
Aadhaar card?
Aadhaar card number. They have to note while buying while selling the liquor. So by this, at some point of time, we can have a database who purchased and their mobile number also. And after some point of time, when the crime is occurred, we can reconcile.
Thank you for your suggestion.
See, example.
No, I can understand. See, liquor. You were talking about liquor shops and linking it to Aadhaar card, is it?
Exactly. I mean, who are purchasing, they have to take, where selling, they have to take the customer Aadhaar card number and sell it.
I think excise department should do something about it. But as far as liquor shops and all is concerned, it is something which is concerning us because the way, public drinking and all happens. And normally, women don't feel good in, going through those ways. We are trying to do something about that also, especially our patrol vehicles and all. We try and...
If I'm not wrong, when you are catching the criminals, when they are caught, you are taking their Aadhaar card number or something, anything into the database, if I'm not wrong?
Actually, we are.
Yeah.
We not only catch them and get the details, but we also inform the concerned, schools if they are studying in the schools or colleges or if they are working in the particular place. We do inform them.
I'll give one more example. In the Ratnadevi, we are giving our mobile number. They are making a database, any other supermarket. In the same way...
I'm not able to get you.
Excuse me. Like supermarkets in the Ratnadevi or any other supermarket, they are taking our mobile number. They are having a database of the frequently visiting customers and everything. Similar way, if you maintain like this, at some point we can reconcile both the police records and when the crime is occurred, the lead time between the taking the liquor and the crime. We can have something database.
Yeah, we have our ways of investigating.
Good one. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Just I wanted to give some result.
Right. One more question. Okay, I'll take the last one. Yeah, please. One more question.
Yeah. Good morning. The session by you is very thought-provoking and it's an eye-opener for all of us. I'm thankful for that. But as some other person also mentioned, to have some sort of a prevention, I feel there may be a need of more dosage of human values in the curriculum in different aspects.
Values?
Human values.
Sorry?
Human values.
Human values.
Yeah. So maybe right in the school level and all.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. See, it all depends on our mindset here. Yeah. Once a simple thing I'll tell you, how we, bring up a male child and a female child. Why that difference? Why that preferential treatment to the boy and the lower end treatment to the girl? It all starts from there. When the boy starts feeling that he is more important than the girl. We should I mean, I'm talking about women's safety aspect. So that's how. When we are talking about general awareness, definitely it should start from the school itself, and the teachers, the training to the teachers are also as important. I remember speaking to a group of principals once, and when we were talking about child abuse, and this teacher from some rural school, she comes up and she says that this girl, she came up to me and she complained that her father was abusing her. And we asked her, what did you do? And she said, I counseled the child. Now that is not the answer to that. Now in fact, as per the POCSO Act, if anybody knows also that a child is being abused and he or she does not complain to the concerned authorities, that person is also liable. So as a teacher, as a neighbor, as a friend, if you know that the child is being abused, kindly bring it to the notice of the concerned authorities.
Yeah, thank you, madam. And another thing is, I feel sometimes the crime reporting by the media is also promoting crimes.
Crime?
Crime reporting by the media.
By the media?
Yeah. He is also promoting the crime.
I agree with you on that also.
So any means of,
in fact, let me tell you, as per again the POCSO Act, you cannot reveal the identity of the child, the victim. Now what the media is doing is, I'm sorry if the media persons may be here, but I just want to convey that also, that maybe they are not putting the names, but everything apart from the names they are putting, this colony, this school. So naturally the identity will be revealed. It's just the name you are not mentioning. Otherwise you're mentioning everything. So in fact, there were people who came and told us that our names came into the paper. You have told. We were aghast because we have been trained, our people have been trained not to reveal anything, especially for the rape and the child victims. Okay, thank you. Do we have the time?
So, I'll...
Can I have one last question?
Okay, give it to me.
Okay, yeah. One last question.
Thank you, madam, for an inspiring and interesting aspects that you have given. My name is Seshasai. I come with the HR background. I champion the gender balance in my organization. And as part of this, we take a lot of initiatives. And I also certainly felt that, being part of HR, as and when the employee joins the organization, can we sensitize them on this? And what kind of help I can seek from you?
You mean to say we should sensitize them?
No, HR takes care of it.
Okay.
Especially women employees when we recruit the freshers from the villages and other places. And we want to tell them about this. What kind of help?
Absolutely. See, we are always available. If you call us, we will send our teams to talk about the different initiatives that we have. We can give you some self-defense techniques for your lady employees. And we can definitely help you out on that.
Thank you. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you so much.
1 second, Mrs. Swati, just hold on. One leader can make so much of a difference in a society. And the change is already happening. She and her teams, the she teams, are disruptors to what has been happening traditionally. And the 20% change that she's been talking about on the TV shows and on the other programs and interviews is, it's a forward movement. So big round of applause to Swati. We're so grateful that she's here today. And kindly requesting Nagini to hand over a memento